Hey, story time. Let me tell you about the time I almost died in Lake Tahoe. This was well before I had kids, before I was married, but it was my now wife that I went out on a trip with. She was actually working in Reno. I'd go out and visit her and we'd do these little fun adventures. This is something that her and I used to always do and we still kind of do, which is just aimlessly drive and get lost and just find a turnout. Hey, this looks cool. Let's go explore. Let's go walk. Let's go figure this out. So this is well off the beaten path of the sort of touristy area of Lake Tahoe. We found another lake, pulled off the road, parked, just started going for a little hike up into the mountains. There's this kind of, the trail kind of opened up and went around this big sort of rock slide area. You know, like you've seen it before, there's just loose rock, just tons and tons of loose rock kind of up in this big, huge hill. On top of that, probably like 50 yards, maybe more up, was this huge, massive rock wall face. And I was like, that is awesome. I need to go climb that. By the way the path turned and the way the rocks kind of moved, I assumed if you get up there, it would kind of meet the path behind it, right? So you could either take the path around the big rock or you could climb up the rock and meet behind it. So I was like, hey, keep walking. I'm going to go see if I can boulder this thing, see what happens. So climbed up the loose rock, which was scary in and of itself because it's loose rock, very, very steep. Got up to the rock face. You know, it's not like El Capitan or anything like that. And it was probably like a 50-foot-ish wall, something like that. Solid bouldering, plenty of cracks, plenty of holes. Challenging, very challenging. It's still very, very vertical. But, you know, I could get up. Made the assessment already that coming back down that, if I had to, was going to be very, very difficult, especially for someone who's a very amateur climber, myself. Anyway, got all the way up. Amazing views over the tree line. You could see some water over here, some water over there. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It was amazing. I was like, okay, this is great. Snapped a couple pictures and said, okay, time to head back down. Started walking towards that other side and realized there's no meeting. That's not the way the path went. The trail must have sort of went around the rock slide and cut back in towards the other direction. And there was no other side of this cliff. It just didn't exist. There was no way around. Potentially I could walk out, but it'd be miles and miles and miles, assuming, to get back to where I was trying to go. Just the complete wrong direction. So I had to go back down the cliff. I was like, oh crap, that's not cool. So I was kind of walking along the edge, looking around, where could I get down? Where is a solid hold to get myself down? And I couldn't see anything. I started to panic. It's muddy. Pause with me real quick. Drop me a follow. Follow all my socials. Share this. I'm going to be telling a lot of good, fun stories. Let's hit a bunch of push-ups and sit-ups together. Push-ups and squats together. Let's do it right now. So I started to panic. I mean, legit panic. I felt this way a few times in my life where like, oh shit, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I actually don't know what to do here. I'm stuck. I was yelling for my girlfriend. No chance she could hear me from up there. We were in a completely remote area. There's no service whatsoever. I didn't know what to do. I had to find my way down. So ultimately, the way this cliff, this sort of sheer edge worked, is there was this very, very long edge that I kind of came up and it cut in and then cut back out. So there was this like big sort of, I mean, if it was upright, it would look like this big sort of dip or big crevasse, but it was this vertical crevasse. The only issue was I didn't know it was down there because there was a ton of bushes sort of sprouting out from the rock face. So I had no clue what was down there. I didn't know what to do. And I said, the only thing I can kind of hope based on what I'm seeing is that the rock kind of slopes and I can get through those bushes and just kind of climb down to the rock slide area. But I had no idea. And I already made one bad assessment, assuming that the path curled around. So I just went for it. I jumped because it was like probably 10, 12 feet down and there was no way to climb down. I just had to jump into it. So I quite literally held my hands out like this and just jumped into the bushes and just like grabbed them. And I just shredded my arms, shredded my legs all the way down and I was just hanging on. Turns out it didn't do that. Second bad assessment. But the bushes were strong enough to hold me, and I literally was hanging. I could see through the rock, see through the bushes, and see my feet just dangling into sheer nothingness. The good thing was that crack in the rock, tons and tons of holes, lots of ledges, cracks down. So I could kind of slowly get myself through those bushes and get enough holds to get myself slowly down that rock face to the rock slide area, and then ultimately scamper down back to the path. That was scary as all hell. I legit, when I hit those bushes, it was like, I'm gonna die. Like 100% legit. I can vividly feel that right now in my soul, what that felt like and how scary it was. Ultimately made it out there. And here's the big thing. Did that stop me from taking risks? No. Risks are inherently risky, right? There's always going to be they're called a risk because there's always some potential for failure. My big thing is take risks. Always take risks. You don't need to put yourself at a risk of death, of course, but you should always put yourself out there, challenge yourself quite a bit, and kind of see what comes of it. Failure is an amazing thing. It's just a learning process of building yourself as a person, building your character, understanding yourself, learning more about yourself. So get out there and take some risks. Please do follow. I'm going to be posting a lot more of these stories because I have a lot of stories, a lot of different types of stories. Please follow, please share, please comment. Have a good day. Bye.